Hello everyone and welcome to the first show of 2021 of Samuel's Racing Show, presented by samuelsracingcorner.com. Let's get that in there. It's a mixture of a personal blog and also race notes from races that have been and races that are coming up. I am back here with my St. Jude shirt, and we'll get to that in just a moment, and all the lovely decor that we always have. Who knows, maybe even the cat will come and eat some of her cat food. You never know what's going to happen here on Samuel's Racing Show. Alright, I said we'd get to the shirt in just a moment. Let's get straight to it. It is a shirt I got while working at Feld Motorsports. We had a partnership with the St. Jude Children's Hospital, which does a lot for childhood cancer, to help fight childhood cancer, and they work well with Feld. I worked at Feld this time last year in Florida, running Supercross, helping the social media for Monster Jam, Supercross, and Feld's other brands, Disney on Ice, etc. Mostly my focus was on Monster Jam, but I got to go to some Supercross events. Obviously, when coronavirus hit, we all got laid off. Obviously I don't hold it against Feld. They had no choice. Their income depends on them having stadiums packed full of shows. They couldn't do that during lockdown. They're starting to do it again now, obviously with limited crowds. They've had the Disney on Ice event or two. They've had the Monster Jam event or two. But we're here to talk about Supercross, because the Supercross 2021 Supercross season started last weekend, and already they have had 3 races with the 250, I want to say East. Correct me if I'm wrong there. The 250 class in action, and also the 450 class, which of course is a premier class, the class that everyone talks about. A different winner in every single race so far in 250 and in 450. In 450, Justin Barsha won the first main event of the season, like he has for the previous 2 years running. Unfortunately, in 2019 and 2021, after Barsha won the first race, his results went wee. But this season, he seems to be holding it a little bit more consistent. So hopefully he can keep that up on the new gas bike for the rest of the year and have a good year. The winner of the second round of the season was Eli Tomac. Personally, I think Eli Tomac is the best rider in Supercross. He won the 2020 season. However, he just makes a lot of mistakes. He falls off his game. But when he's on his game, I don't really think there's any beating him. Even in last night's race, well, I'm recording this on Sunday, probably going to upload on Monday. Even on Saturday night's race, Houston 3, he got off to a bad start, but he was able to charge his way through the field. And credit to him for doing that. However, and this might be why you're here, it's probably also the headline of this video. The real talking point for Supercross right now, following the 3 races in Houston, was the final lap of round number 3. A popular rider, Ken Roczen, looked like he was going to win the race. However, Cooper Webb, who won the championship a couple of seasons ago and was the dominant rider a couple of seasons ago, was only about a second or two back of him all race long. On the final lap, Dean Wilson, who's a decent rider, top 10 rider, I think he was riding in around 10th place, was about to go a lap down to Ken Roczen. Blue flags everywhere. Roczen's right on his rear wheel. Wilson never lets him by. And as a result, Roczen gets held up, loses the lead to Webb, and Webb wins round number 3. Okay, I said Roczen was popular. Cooper Webb's pretty popular too. But that doesn't stop people from being annoyed with Dean Wilson, and justifiably so. And Dean Wilson even acknowledged that in an Instagram post that he's done, stating that I honestly didn't know Roczen was there. I've gone back, watch the replays, it looks pretty bad or whatever. I don't know if he said that he watched the replay and it looks bad, but you get that idea from the post that, oh yeah, I did F up, and Roczen probably would have won that race had I not gone in the way, and I feel bad about it. Interestingly enough, Roczen also kind of replied to the post, and to me it kind of gave a vibe that I accept your apology, but not really. What were you doing? Why didn't you get penalised when I got docked 2 points at Houston 2? It is Houston, isn't it? It's somewhere in Texas. It might be Dallas. Anyway, I'm going off track. when Roczen got docked several points at Houston too for jumping through a medical flag. And let's go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I have nothing against that. I don't care if he saw the medical flags or if he didn't, or any of the other riders who say, oh, we didn't see the medical flags, you shouldn't be penalising us for jumping through a medical area. It doesn't matter if you saw the medical flag or not. It was waving. If you didn't see it, tough titties. Yeah, it's a rule, and it's a rule there for safety, and yeah, no, I don't see the problem with that. If you know, tough luck if you didn't see it. Maybe yes, the stars were perfectly aligned that you couldn't see it, but the fact is, it's a rule that's there for safety. The medical flag was waving. You jumped through a medical flag. They have to follow precedents. You lose your points. Should I argue on my point on Devon Wilson? No, I've already done that. Yeah, I think Roczen has a right to be pissed about that. But yeah, so already 3 rounds down in the 2021 Supercross season, and got a pretty interesting championship shaping up so far. Riders have been hot and then not. I particularly am watching Dylan Ferrandis. I know a lot of Supercross fans were kind of irked at him last season for kind of roughing up. Why am I not remember the Australian guy's name? Dret Lawrence. For kind of roughing up Dret Lawrence, and he also took another guy out at the start of the season. Anyway, he did a lot of stuff at the start of the 2020 250 season that got a lot of fans pissed off, and Dylan Ferrandis was getting booed all the time, even though arguably I think he was the best 250 rider last season, and he has came out pretty hot in the 450 season. But he finished second at Houston 2, 10th or so. I really need to do more research before these at Houston 3, and it just shows you that the midfield battle in Supercross is pretty intense. And honestly, the battle at the front of Supercross right now is pretty intense, and it's going to be interesting watching how the 2021 season unfolds. They come to Atlanta late in the season, and I fully intend to be there because I live in Atlanta now, working at Encompass Digital Media. Currently, I'm working in a hub, actually, that's covering the news. It's a CBS network show. It's a local CBS affiliate that I'm kind of running shows for. And one of the shows that CBS shows during its daytime programming is a Wendy Williams show, a talk show. So I'm kind of taking notes on how to and how to not present a talk show as I'm doing this. So I'm going to slow down the pace here, be like Wendy, and take a drink right during the middle of the show. Oh, what about the dress Danica Patrick was wearing? Yeah, she in Stenhouse. I didn't. Yeah, no. Avoid that. What other racing is actually going on? You can probably tell I'm looking down at my note card here. iRacing. If you don't count virtual racing, fast forward it through, but you should. Because you should stay and listen to me here, because we're talking about a charity race. Well, we'll start by talking about a charity race, and that was 1 weekend ago. We did the first annual Never Quit Classic 500 in memory of a friend to many of us, including myself, who passed away last season, Bryce Whitson. It was meant to be a 500-mile race. We shortened it to 500 kilometers because a lower turnout than we had anticipated. However, we still got a decent field show up. They put on a fantastic race. Didn't really know who the winner was going to be until the checkered flag flew at the end of, at the end of the 500 kilometers. And we raised $570 for Be The Match. And great cause, one that worked with Bryce during his fight against leukemia. And I am going to put a link in the description of this video to that race and also to bethematch.org if you would like to donate towards them. So I just wanted to give them all a shout out. James Krahula got that thing running. He also got me a seat in the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona this weekend. And we finished 4th in our class. Yay! I think there were like 40 different splits and we were in the 18th one. And we were running outside the top 10. There were 20 LMP2 cars in our class. We were running about 11th early on by the time I started my first stint, and just gradually through attrition we finished 4th, despite the fact that we ran out of fuel 2 times. One of those times was on me, and here's how it happened. Alright, I'm pitting this lap. Meow. Ah, crap, I should have pit that. Yeah, I just completely brain farted. I told myself I'd go pit this lap and I didn't. That's why, that's what happens, James, when you make me do the overnights. So no one was there on the radio reminding me, hey, Samuel, I know you're feeling sleepy, but remember to pit this lap. Meow. Fortunately, in iRacing, you get like a 2-minute tow back to the pits and then you get back out there again, so that worked out all right. If you are here wanting to talk about iRacing, you probably want to know what my plans are for the 2021 Lionheart series. I race in the Lionheart IndyCar series. I intend to do that again. As a matter of fact, I have 2 pages of notes here. These are blank. The notes on the other side, but I don't want to show those to you. About the drivers who I'll be competing against, the tracks we'll be racing at, and where I plan. I basically paved out a whole pathway of where I want to finish and who I need to beat in order to finish in the top 10 in points. Gonna make it happen. Provided my schedule allows. I really don't know what my work schedule is going to be like this year. But before that, and some of you who follow me on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, and I think I put it on Instagram as well, I've got another race coming up. My first real-life competitive motor race. I'm going to be racing Legends car from Kyle BT Racing at the infield at the Charlotte Motor Speedway during winter heat at the end of February. So there's a race going on Saturday there. There's a race going on Sunday as well. I'm definitely going to do the Saturday race. If I have enough money, I'll do the whole weekend. And yeah, no, I'll definitely post some content about that so you guys can see how that goes. Alright, we've talked about Supercross, we've talked about iRacing, we've talked about Winter Heat, the Legends. That's about all there is. What would Wendy Williams normally do at this point? Take calls or something, or look at eye candy. No, I don't have any of that. Oh, one final thought. The IMSA 24 Hours of Daytona coming up this weekend. Jimmy Johnson's in it. Another couple big names in it. I know I'm definitely going to be following the race, paying attention, and it's always a great feeling when that race comes on because it's a sign that winter is over and it is time to go racing. Who will win at IMSA? Will I win in my Legends? No. Who will win Lionheart? Probably not me either. Who will win Formula 1? Think Lewis Hamilton has a contract? I think he does. But that's going to be interesting seeing how that all unfolds at Mercedes. Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, getting ready for another great season of racing. Hopefully a bit more back to normal, but even if it's not, we still saw some great racing even with a weird schedule at Formula 1 in 2020. And all the other series too. So definitely looking forward to it. See you all around.